Just before the break, we heard from Danny. I had to interrupt him to get one of those statements out, but we'll go back to him now. Danny, the Spurs fan, apologies. Thanks for holding.
Hi, Andy. Hi, Joey.
Hi, Danny. Hi, Dan. So now we have confirmed that all the clubs, including yours, Danny, are out.
I completely agree with what everyone's been saying about I was against the Super League. I'm glad Levy's come out and said it, but I agree that it's through gritted teeth that he said it.
Yep.
But what I can't agree with is certain Spurs fans saying they'll leave the club if it happened, they won't support them anymore. Like I said before, you support the club, you support the badge, you don't support the board, you don't support the manager.
Yeah,
or
but
the
these
players,
fans, Danny, have had their hearts ripped out. It's like
Andy.
Yeah, I know, but it's like a wife that's ripped their heart out, or a husband that's ripped their heart out. They fell in love with this person, this club, from the age of 5 or 6 or 7, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this club has just turned its back on them and stabbed them in the back, and that's why they feel as though they can't trust this club anymore.
Completely agree, Andy. But still, would you now moving forward? Would you support FC United of Manchester, Salford?
No, I wouldn't, but I can totally understand why fans would. I can't criticise.
I totally agree.
I can't criticise any fan that feels that way about how they've been treated by their club.
No, but you've still got to stick by. You've still got to stick by the club. Like I say, you don't support.
But it wasn't the club. To some fans, it wasn't that club anymore.
I know what you're saying, but we all know what Levy is. We all know what he's about.
But the thing is, as well, in every statement, it was weld, wasn't it? Weld. And we think, no, we've got to get it. Our country, our fans are important. Do you know what I mean? Don't just cast us to one side because you want the product going all around the world. And fans, which we have, it's a global, don't get me wrong, it's a global game, but we're important. It's the fans going, no, in this country...
It's the English fans that have done this.
Exactly, we're quite important as well, you know.
It's the English fans that have stopped this. I think everyone needs to know that as well. Let's speak to David, a Liverpool fan. Hi, David.
Good evening, gents. Thanks for having me on.
Our pleasure, Dave. Off you go.
To be honest, long before this debacle with the European Super League and even the Project Big Picture stuff with COVID, one thing that passionately I've been thinking about for years is that we do need to reform the structure on the domestic front, and then they do need to look at the European game as well. Personally, I think that you need to go totally the opposite way to what they were trying to achieve with the Super League, which is to have the franchise model and close off relegation. I think on the home front, I think it would help spread the wealth around football and help the smaller clubs. And there was a caller on earlier that mentioned Bury. If that was any of our clubs, the idea that your club goes out of business altogether, I mean, I can't get my head around that. And the way to stop that would be to significantly increase the amount of places for promotion and relegation so that, you'd have a much quicker and easier route from the lower leagues, to the promised land of the top flight, and spread the wealth around. And then on the European front, everybody knows, obviously, the Champions League is the premium competition, and the Europa League is literally, it's all or nothing. Unless you get to the final and win it, so you've got a trophy to show for it and a place in the Champions League, it's very little money and very little recognition for a lot of games and Thursday nights. They should just combine the two and make it a much bigger European, a European competition in that sense, and then just have far more clubs from all the leagues that represent it.
But doesn't that water it down a bit, David?
Yeah. No, not at all, because, the one thing that these guys who were all these greedy owners that we've got that were trying to do the Super League is, they're trying to, in their mind, they're trying to create more wealth and in their minds make it more exciting, but they were doing it the wrong way around. They were trying to minimalise it with just a small elite group of the massive clubs. If you made the competition, look at the FA Cup here. In the initial rounds, it's hundreds and hundreds of teams, you could just have the competition much bigger, which means, you'd have the minnows of Europe that nobody's heard of.
But do you want that in the elite competition?
No, but it's all about... I know we've diluted the Champions League anyway because of the top 4 in different countries. I don't think you want to dilute it anymore.
No, you don't.
You want it to be elite, don't you?
Of course you do.